We are at the midway point for Season 4 of Turneround's Theory, and coming up on today's edition is no different. We're going back to Sigma Male on his YouTube channel and watch another video about these real women confronting these woke women on TikTok. And of course, your boy gonna come through and deliver another free theoretical thought as usual. So join me for another edition of Turneround's Theory coming up next on YouTube. Sigma Male goes back into this video to these real women confronting these woke women on TikTok. If you'll stick around for another edition of Turneround's Theory on YouTube in just a moment. As I said before, we're going back to Sigma Male on his YouTube channel and watch this video in its entirety about these real women confronting on these woke women on TikTok. And of course, you know me, I'm going to give you and deliver another free theoretical thought as usual. Now, fellas, as I often tell you, y'all should often be knowing my saying, and y'all should often be knowing the drill. So why don't y'all grab a quick snack and come on back, because y'all just might learn something. Turnaround's Theory starts now. Roll the intro. What is up, everybody? Once again, it's your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. And I want to welcome you back to another edition of Turnaround's Theory only on my YouTube channel. As you should know by now, that Turnaround's Theory always comes to you each and every Monday over the digital airwaves of YouTube. And Turnaround's Theory is also the actual platform of where I give the fellas just like you at home a free theoretical thought upon just about anything. Hey, for those of y'all that are just tuning in to this edition of Turnaround's Theory on my YouTube channel, I want to personally welcome you. And if you are, in fact, a returning subscriber, hey, welcome back. As a constant daily reminder, I want to reinform you to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, because it would, in fact, help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time your boy posts up and upload more additional content onto the channel. Please be sure to follow me on all social media sites. There is a link provided in the description box below. If you also want to contribute to my YouTube channel through PayPal, there is always going to be a link provided in the description box below for that as well. Please make sure that you also use the hashtag Team Turnaround that you see on your screen, because that lets me know personally that not only you're watching another edition of Turnaround's Theory, but it just goes to show that you are supporting my channel with regard to the content that I post up, and I might give you a shout out right back. I do hope and pray that I have covered everything within this matter. And with that being said, let's just jump on over into another edition of Turnaround's Theory.
Real women are pushing back against the woke narrative. In this video, we're watching some of the most brutal takedowns that leave no room for argument. Let's get into it.
Call me biased because this happened to my husband, but hear me out. So an ad came up on his Facebook for a cell phone company that was giving donations to women's shelters. Listen closely to his comment. He said, "Wow, it's great to see good causes like this being supported by big companies. It would be great to see the men's shelters supported as well, so that we can create an equal dialogue." Instead of super fair, super non-dismissive, he was promptly attacked by women telling him to go cry about it, go put on a dress and sleep in the street in the rain and see how it feels.
What more do you want from me?
I don't think they realized who they were talking to or how much it hurt. He's been homeless. He was kicked out at 17 and he's been on his own ever since. He's a recovered drug addict who has spent many nights on the streets.
Woo!
And guess what? There was nowhere for him to go because women's shelters are everywhere. Will take a man, especially a 17-year-old boy. But he's coming from a place of full understanding of the needs for these resources, and he has every right to ask for equality in that. And he was met with absolutely no understanding in return. If this is the kind of equality women want, count me out.
That's what I'm talking about!
I feel bad for that guy. It's an experience no one can forget, and it's probably what made him the man he is today.
Being privileged is being able to sit at home in America and tweet from your iPhone about how oppressed you are, your correct gender pronoun. Other countries, at the age of 6 years old, they're sent to mine cobalt. You can have that lithium battery in your iPhone to tweet about how oppressed you are.
Shut the f*** up.
This is true. Many people have the comfort of their homes, and yet they complain about things that make absolutely no sense.
When does the abuse on men stop? All these women fighting for equal rights and this, that, and the third. Who's advocating for the men? Why is it always the men that have to be the abusers in the relationship? It's never the women. We don't talk about that.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
It's never the women that are abusing the men. It's always the men that abuse the women. Okay? If you are man enough to hit a man, then you are man enough to get hit back.
We never, ever tolerate any kind of violence here. But when some ladies go out there and start to use it, they can never know what the other person will do, and they will have to face the consequences of their actions.
That's equal rights. That's what y'all is fighting for, right? That is what y'all are fighting for, equal rights? And then you're gonna hit a man and expect him to not do anything because he's a man. He's not allowed to do that. You. You have balls enough to hit a man, you got balls enough to get hit back. Equal rights.
I like this one.
Last time I went to a nightclub, I got kicked out because I asked the bartender her name. True story. This comment shows that, as a society, we have become constantly on edge, ready to fight. People are losing the humanity in them slowly, and it's concerning. Shout out to the realistic, feminine women out there.
Anyone on the panel who said they're feminists, can you give me one way that men and women aren't equal in today's society?
Isn't there a...
Don't say pay gap. Don't say wage gap.
I was just gonna say that. So go ahead, enlighten me.
Out of pocket for that. Way out of pocket.
You know it's a problem when people use the same false argument.
I'm so sick of these people. You know. Oh.
So that number
There's
that
a
you're
reason
quoting
for
is they took the average of all the wages, didn't control any variables for time, education, salary, time spent in the job, what the job is. And then they said, well, women make 73 cents on a dollar. But if you actually adjust for a lot of those variables in some of the more recent studies they've done, they've actually found that the pay gap diminishes virtually to zero. And in a lot of urban areas, women actually tend to outperform men. And frankly, if Brian could hire the two of us and get away with paying me 75%, why wouldn't he do that? And why wouldn't the entire workforce be basically all female? Like there's this great loophole that corporate America has that you just like get to save 25% on expenses if you hire one.
I didn't hear you say that, so I'm not taking it there.
She has a point. There is no pay gap between genders. The issue is the difference in jobs. Some are harder and pay more, while others are less demanding and pay less. And she's correct. If women were paid less, the market would hire just women, and no men would be working. But reality shows that this is not the case. So, furthermore, there is no gap.
What more do you want from me?
Now don't go away because the second half of Turnaround's theory will continue.
Ladies, if I ain't never told you anything, I'm telling you something now. Stop with the potential and stop settling for a man in hopes that he'll change. Pay attention to the current version of who he is, okay? And imagine your life living with that current version of the man that's in front of you now. If you can't grow, if you cannot thrive, if you cannot live with the current version of who he is in front of you right now, you have a choice to walk away. So if you choose to settle, the consequences of settling is going to be on you.
I'm not single because nobody want me. All these motherfuckers want me. I'm single because I don't want none of these motherfuckers. I don't want none of these people. I don't want no toxicity. I don't want no projects of men or women. I don't want somebody that's just coming in my life to leech from me. I don't want some of these incomplete that didn't grow from their mama that you need to send them back for another couple years so their mama can finish the job they should have did before they sent them to you. You need to tell these people you ain't single because you're not qualified. No, you single because you are qualified. You're not single because you don't have standards. You're single because you do have standards. You're not single because you're not desirable. You're single because you are desirable, and any boy will be attracted to you. So you got to be able to vet which ones are boys and which ones are real men. Tell them the reason you are single is because you're not settling. and you're not going to give up your protection of being able to disqualify motherfuckers that ain't right for you. Tell them you're single by choice, not because you can't get a man, it's because right now you ain't found one worthy of your attention, period.
Why do you think certain women actually can't appreciate that good man that they actually said that they wanted?
I think it's kind of hard to appreciate something you've never seen a true example of. A lot of women grow up in households to where a real man is not there. They watch their mama cycle through men who living off their mama, who they paying his car note, he's sleeping on her couch, things of that nature, and then they go out and date what's familiar. And sometimes what's familiar can be detrimental as hell to you, but it's comfortable at the same time, because this is all I know, right? So when I run into a man who's quote unquote good, he doing shit that I ain't never seen. He's showing me things that are uncomfortable for me. I'm used to toxicity. My mama had a toxic man. My auntie had a toxic man. My sister had a toxic man. My baby daddy was a toxic man. So again, if that's all I've ever seen, if I run into something that foreign, I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable with that. So a lot of women, and unfortunately, a lot of women gotta lose a great man to learn how to appreciate him. But as long as the lesson is learned.
There's only 14 that's been made. Trev?
And now, the second half of Turnaround series.
Seeing the 97% of women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime videos. Whether that statistic is true or not, we will disregard for the purpose of this video. Let's assume it's true. When men say not all men are, I don't think they're trying to disregard the issue that is clearly at hand. I think men just don't want to be classified as who are genuinely good men. Be classifying all men as or most men as or enough men as.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the f*** up.
We need to be standing with men against. We're creating division right now. This is ridiculous. We need to stand together, not tear ourselves apart.
That's true. Fighting will never solve anything.
Happy wife makes a happy life puts a societal pressure on men to make their women happy, no matter the cost. I've met a shocking amount of people who live by this, which is why I'm calling this crap out. Yes, ladies, your happiness and feelings matter, but so do his. In a society that pressures good men to make their women happy, it's in turn putting a toxic one-sided standard to the relationship, and is dismissive to how men feel. It's also a verbal affirmation that gives women the opportunity to be abusive and toxic to their men, which is inexcusable. I also want to point out that happiness is not found from an external source, because it is an internal feeling that stems from peace. Relationships should not circle around the happiness of a woman, nor should they circle around the happiness of a man. So yes, a happy wife makes a happy life, but only for the wife. But a happy husband and wife make a happy marriage. So let's treat our partner the way that we want to be treated.
I'm leaving here with something.
Let's treat each other with kindness and respect. Toxic behaviors are inexcusable for both men and women.
She couldn't have said it any better. Marriage shouldn't be built on one person's happiness. It's for two people.
Can someone explain to me how a man can work all day to keep a woman home nice and comfortable, and he'll come home to no punani, no home-cooked meal, and a dirty house?
Oh, goody. This should be fun.
I mean, isn't the whole point of staying home to help make the person who's working all day's life easier?
Who falsely accuse men of should be prosecuted to the full extent and receive the same sentence as a.
And I look forward to telling some out there that comparing apples and oranges is not the best way to make a logical point.
I agree with this.
You ever watched a woman at a bar hit on a man and get turned down? You want to talk about not having self-control. Try a woman getting turned down, all because a guy turns her down. You want to talk about not having self-control. You ever seen women grab up on men at the bar, tell them to stop you when they're assaulting? The other side, and a man did that, people will be all over him and throwing him out.
Life and the world are not fair. So true. Today's society equals double standards.
You know how women always preach that narrative that men hate women? Here's some statistics for you. I started this week off at about 17% women following my page. As of today, I'm at 13% of women are following my page out of that 14,000 number that you see on the top of my page. So the more that I speak on men and equal rights for men, less women followers I have.
Agreed.
It's crazy when someone gets hate for speaking the truth. It's just sad.
And that should actually be the focal point of this entire conversation, shouldn't it?
But yet, men hate women.
No, they don't. But we still keep hearing this. So let's figure out why.
Like, women should be free to do whatever they want. Oh, what? Well, what about women with conservative values? What about women who choose to stay at home, be homemakers instead of boss babes? Women who don't want to be Miss Independent.
One thing that some of y'all women need to realize is that not every man is focused on being with somebody right now. Sometimes they want to focus on their spirituality. Sometimes they want to focus on their emotional growth. Sometimes they want to be single for a while because they were in a connection or in a relationship and it didn't work out, and they're really trying to work on themselves. They're working on their integrity. They're working on their psychological state. They're working on their emotions. They're working on building a brand or a business. So give him space. Like, if he's telling you that, allow him that space. Who knows what's going to happen later, but allow him that space, and don't always think that he's lying, because a lot of the time these men are telling the truth about that.
Use your common sense.
When a man is single, he can fully focus and work on himself.
They're realizing that, they do need to focus on certain things, and they are allowed that time.
Why are we still pretending that women make less for the same job as men do? Now, yes, the national average is higher for men whose higher paying career paths are more aggressive or more competitive when it comes to getting raises. And women, on average, tend to choose lower paying jobs or jobs that they enjoy more. I know, because I'm one of them. I want to be an editor. I'm never going to make as much as an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or even a plumber. They also tend to work fewer hours, and they take a lot more time off for kids. That's going to lead to less experience and so less pay raises.
It's about who's willing to work the hard, dangerous jobs. And the next clip is a perfect example of this.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I struggle with the smell of poo. So I think a high-profile job with no pay, because when you think about it, it would come with incentives.
I never thought I'd see the day someone would choose this.
You can pay your mortgage though.
I guess there's pros to both of them, but to give you a flat-out answer, I would prefer to have the high-profile job without pay, because if I was high-profile, I'd market myself to be sponsored by some company and just keep working at it and get money, get paid, do more.
You gotta be kidding me!
That's the thing you forgot. It's called without pay for a reason.
With that platform I have,
I'm cleaning sewers for $100K, man. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm cleaning sewers. There's no question about it.
Why?
More money.
Clean the sewers. I'm just going in my head. No, I'm going to clean the sewers for $100,000 a year.
Woo!
I'd rather to first one.
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay, so wouldn't that explain why you're paid less?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Because you don't want to do...
Because I really don't want to do that.
You don't want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs.
No.
So could that possibly be why so many women earn less money than men?
Yep.
So is that based on discrimination or based on choice?
And choices.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Name is not Jenna.
Please don't assume.
I am assuming.
I'm identifying as Jenna.
Some people cannot even have conversations anymore.
Just so you know, you're failing as a woman.
The children don't have to know about
Boom,
it.
shots fired. Like, do you think that he respects
Come
you?
here.
Let her say that? Yeah,
Riley. I am not failing as a woman.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I would like to hear what you're talking about.
So
exactly.
women in general, they have a higher tendency towards morality, even though we've been corrupted out of it. And what happens is women are the ones who hold men to a higher moral standard that they have to aspire to meet.
Right.
So when you say, hey, it's okay for you to just follow whatever instincts you want, you are failing your duty to inspire your man to actually try and control his lust.
No, because I am a high-value woman.
not really. If he did that, if he actually aspired to those higher values and actually tried to fight against his lust, he would actually find a bigger respect for himself and for you.
Why should he try to fight against this lust?
Good question. Can I answer it? Can I answer why he should try to fight against his lust?
I'd like to hear it.
Because it actually leads to a deeper fulfillment and a more expansive sense of your own humanity.
Agreed.
I am impressed and proud that this lady said this. It shows that she truly understands it. And it's true. We men fight against our lust to have full control of ourselves, and it brings a deep fulfillment.
When you do that, you realize you are more than just your animal-based instinct. That is a wonderful, worthy goal that actually we are missing in our society.
And that should actually be the focal point of this entire conversation, shouldn't it?
I feel genuine, deep respect for this lady. What do you guys think?
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. And we must obey them because they are our masters.
Women love to quote the false statistic that the reason we don't have birth control for men is because the men who were in the study couldn't handle the side effects. And women are superior and we bear the burden of birth control.
What?
Let's shed a little light on the actual truth of that birth control study. That study took place in 2016 amongst 375 healthy men. Yes, some men did drop out of the study because of the side effects, a whopping 20. We only focus on those 20 because it furthers our agenda. Real reason that particular birth control study didn't come to fruition is because it was halted by an independent safety review panel because that particular injectable birth control was leaving men permanently infertile against their will. And in one case, a man died.
I did want to respond to this comment really quickly. Liberal views are all about science. Let's believe in science. So if this holds true, then you have to agree with me that a man has an XY chromosome, whereas a woman has an XX chromosome.
It's basic science, and our feelings won't change it.
Our chemical makeup is actually going to be different from each other depending on our gender. Science is not going to change because your feelings are hurt. You are actually taking away equality of women and men by putting biological men back into women's sports. You have to agree with me there, right?
Stop the cap.
When did the whole an innocent child because you can't take responsibility for your actions become a right? I also don't support the movement, kill all men. And I don't preach that porn is an uplifting resort for men. And I don't support the single motherhood rate that's shooting up because the government is teaching women that we just need welfare to be happy and have a family. Modern day feminists, and you say that you love all women, you need a reality check because you only love the women who have the exact same mind. You're not pro-America, you're pro-stripping America from all of its traditional values and pushing modern day liberalism on everyone, which is the real pandemic.
Well said, and straight to the point. I love it.
Stay put, everyone, because when I come right back, I'm going to give you guys another free theoretical thought to today's episode right after this.
3 types of girls you should date. Number 1, women that like you. Stop chasing after bitches that don't want you. You're working backwards. Your future wife been waiting on her chance for 3 years now. But you'll rather chase behind bottle girls, hookah hoes, and the Instagram gym baddies. Anything with an insanely fat ass, huh? Stop chasing bitches that don't like you. And you can tell when a girl likes you. She's trying to lock you in her basement. If she's showing signs that she'd rather keep her options open, she doesn't like you. Number 2, women with fathers. You need to ask that young lady, bitch, do you love your dad? If she say no, then she gotta go. If she don't love her dad, she can never love you. I'm just playing. But for real, number 2, women with their own money. Believe it or not, a lot of women are sitting around waiting on a man to save them. They call it wanting a traditional man. I call it bum activity. On my granny. She get out and hustle every day for herself. That's the bitch you need to be with. It's nothing better than 2 hustlers in a relationship. Number 3, the sweethearts. Leave them no-limit soldiers alone. Ain't nothing worse than a bitch with a stank-ass attitude. An affectionate woman is going to add like 20 years to your lifetime expectancy. Yes, you need the bitch that's going to rub your feet. She going to tie your do-rag before you go to sleep at night. She got that cater to you energy, not what can I take from you.
I come on this app all the time and I tell you guys to start acting like men.
Oh, goody. This should be fun. How exactly do men act?
I tell you to be selfish like men are. I tell you to only look out for yourself the way that men do.
If men really acted like that, there would be a great many more problems in this world, but I would hate to interrupt this little narrative.
Every single time I met with women saying, I shouldn't have to act like a man.
And they're absolutely right. for the very specific reason is that most men don't actually act like that. But individuals that put out content like this would actually know that if they actually got out more and interacted with actual men, like ones with friends and family, who spend the majority of their time worrying about how they can improve the lives and situations of others, as opposed to just thinking about themselves. So perhaps get out a little bit more and interact with men instead of F-boys.
Now more than ever, you don't have the luxury of being able to decide how you would prefer to act if you want to be treated with respect and you want any kind of leverage or power in this world.
Right. If more individuals actually started acting like mature, responsible adults, it's amazing how they would be treated. But that's another conversation.
And now, Turnaround's theoretical thought. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, and this is always my favorite part of the segment. Once again, it is time for another edition of Turnaround's Theoretical Thought with yours truly, because in just a moment, I'm going to give you fellas another free theoretical thought based on Sigma Male's YouTube channel about these women, real women, confronting these woke women on TikTok and other social media platforms. Here's your theoretical thought for today. I have said it multiple times on this platform. It is hard for men to deal with women that really want to love us. Too often, women like to be modern instead of traditional. And another thing about it is, women hate accountability. They go to social media because it's their safe haven. They air out all of their dirty laundry so the whole world can see and hear what the devil's going on with what these modern women are talking about. That's why we need more real women, more traditional women in America today, because there are still very few of them in this country. With that being said, that is your theoretical thought for today, and this will conclude another edition of Turnaround's Theory for today. Hey, listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below concerning today's episode. And as a constant daily reminder, I want to reinform you to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. It would help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time your boy posts up and upload more additional content onto the channel. I'm Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you right back here next week for another edition of Turnaround's Theory here on YouTube. This mid-season on Turnaround's Theory.
Hey everybody, Haley back again. We are now on the river, but I'm gonna go off the river and see what everybody around the shop is up to. Let's go check it out.
Do you expect him to pay your bills?
Yes. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
To take care of you regardless.
Absolutely.
So he mad because
You wasn't gonna record everything, bro.
he mad because we went out to the club last night and he went to the bathroom and this guy asked me for my number.
Wrong.
And so I was trying to get him out my face, and so I just gave him the number.
Who does that, bro? You wrong for that, bro. Come on.
Bro, what do you mean? I wanted
that's
wanted to
crazy.
get him out my face.
Oh,
What are you
that's
talking
crazy.
about? How is that crazy?
Bro, come on, that's weird, bro. Like, let me would have did that though. You'd have been mad though.
You would do it right in my face though.
You wrong, bro. That's wrong, bro.
Okay, so how
You
is
do too much.
how?
You could have gave him. You could have said, no, I got a man. Nah.
I mean, clearly he seen us
Don't
in there
matter,
together.
Bro. You wrong, bro. Like, if I would have turned up, it'd have been a different thing, though. Come on,
Turn
bro.
up for what?
Nah,
Like, do y'all hear how he sound? Turn up for
You
what?
wanna get a reaction, I got you, though, bro.
How I want to get a reaction?
Nah, bro. Like,
Well, you should have stood on whatever you swear you should have turned up. That's what you should have. You should have did that then, cause at this, you should have did that then. You be wanting to act so like that. You should have did that. You should have did that.
tripping, bro.
But yeah, we both know what it is for real. All that capping, I don't really care.
I was dating a woman sometime many years ago. We dated for damn near, I'd say 36 months. And things were going good. Even gave her a ring, asked her to marry me and the whole shebang. The reason I'm making this post is because I finally went back to a church after a year and some change. And everybody in there shook my hand, told me I'm getting older and bigger and just networking. And everybody just kept asking me, what happened with you guys? You guys are beautiful together. You guys are beautiful.
All that and much more coming up later this mid-season on Turnaround Series.